Thabo Bester was a charismatic, successful businessman who had everything he could ever want: a loving family, a great career, and a beautiful home. But there was one thing he couldn't have, and that was his ex-girlfriend Namfundo. They had been together for years, and Thabo had loved Namfundo with all his heart. But she had left him for another man, and that had broken his heart. Thabo couldn't get over the fact that Namfundo had left him, and he became completely obsessed with her. He would follow her around, call her constantly, and even broke into her house to watch her sleep. Namfundo was terrified of Thabo, and she eventually got a restraining order against him. But that wasn't enough to stop Thabo. He was determined to have Namfundo back, no matter what. And one fateful night, he broke into the B&B where Namfundo was staying and brutally raped and murdered her. He then left her body there, hoping to avoid getting caught. But the police soon found out about the crime, and Thabo was charged with rape and murder. He was sentenced to life in prison, with no possibility of parole. Thabo was devastated by his sentence, and he vowed to escape prison no matter what. And that's when he met Dr.Nandipha, a beautiful and intelligent woman who was working at the prison. Dr. Nandipha was immediately drawn to Thabo, and she began visiting him regularly in his cell. They soon fell in love, and Dr. Nandipha was willing to do anything to help Thabo escape. She eventually came up with a plan. She would steal 3 dead bodies from the morgue and switch them with Thabo's body. Thabo would then set fire to his cell, and everyone would assume that he had died in the fire. Dr. Nandipha did not hesitate to involve her father, as she knew that his connections and wealth would be useful in helping Thabo escape from prison. Her father, although hesitant at first, eventually got involved in the plan, knowing that Thabo was a wealthy man with resources that could come in handy in the future. With his help, they were able to bribe the prison guards and create a diversion to make sure Thabo escaped undetected. Dr. Nandipha's father also used his connections to make sure Thabo had a safe place to go to after his escape. Although her father's involvement in this mess was risky, Dr. Nandipha knew that his help was crucial in executing the plan successfully. And with Thabo now free, they could finally focus on finding a solution to the larger problem at hand. The plan worked perfectly, and Thabo was able to escape prison with Dr. Nandipha's help. They fled to a luxurious mansion, where they lived together in secret. 2 months after his escape, Thabo and Dr. Nandipha were spotted walking together in a local store. But their happiness was short-lived. Dr. Nandipha soon abandoned her 2 children in school and ran away with Thabo to Tanzania. But their luck ran out when they were caught trying to travel to Kenya. Both Thabo and Dr. Nandipha were arrested and sent back to prison, where they were finally held accountable for their crimes. Thabo Bester's story is a cautionary tale about what can happen when obsession turns into violence. His actions were tragic and unforgivable, and they will never be forgotten by those who loved and lost Namfundo. Their dream of starting a new life in another country was shattered, and they now had to face the consequences of their illegal actions. As they were being escorted back to their home country, the couple couldn't help but regret their choices and wonder what their future held. They knew they had made a mistake, and they were ready to accept the punishment that awaited them. It was a lesson learned the hard way.